Hi Pisces, welcome to your general love reading for April. I'm going to be doing two readings, one for couples, one for singles. The singles will be second, and I'm going to timestamp it below. So if you're singles, you don't have to hang out for this beginning part. You could just check the timestamp and fast forward to that. The rest of you, I'm assuming that you're either in a relationship, in a wacky space in a relationship, or at least somebody is in your energy field. I'm going to pull a Celtic cross spread first for the person that you're dealing with. Sweep that, then do one for you, and then do closing energies. Okay, remember the messages are general. Please don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. The energies could always be vice versa. So you might understand the Celtic cross energies as opposite. What I pull for them may be relevant for you and vice versa. That's perfectly normal and natural to happen in a synastry read, right? Okay, this has to do with the person that Pisces is dealing with. Okay, so we have coming into this energy, Temperance reverse. Temperance really is a card of negotiation. It's a good way of looking at it. It's like, what do you need? What do I need? What does the relationship need? Right? It's a Sagittarius energy, and Sagittarius rules our belief system and really kind of what's right and wrong, you know, having to do with that. So being in the reverse, I get that the person that you're dealing with feels like things in this relationship were not handled fairly. At all, like, you know, really kind of in the space of recognizing that, you know, they weren't getting what they needed, you weren't getting what you needed, and the relationship wasn't getting what it needed. It was just kind of this understanding that the reciprocity and the negotiation and that kind of healthy communication really was not present in a healthy way in this connection. So we have the High Priestess here as a situation right now being crossed by the Death reverse card. Yeah. So the High Priestess is all about intuition and inner knowing. This is a moon energy, and the moon is all about I feel. So this is telling me that they're getting very deep about what their needs are and what they want and feel in very deeply, though. It's so deep. It's like I'm peeling an onion when we're talking about the High Priestess energy. It's that deep knowing inside of us, looking at things that we might not even know we need to look at. Not, you know, maybe we haven't wanted to look at kind of thing. Very much that Black Moon Lilith energy sort of stuff. But that energy, right, tapping into that higher consciousness and really getting very real with themselves is being crossed by the Death reverse energy. So this is Scorpio energy, which is ruled by Pluto. It's all about transformation, something ending, something beginning, except this is in reverse. So this is telling me that they're recognizing a cycle ended, but feeling like the cycle, it's not going to be able to be rebuilt. Now, again, this is simply their subjective view right now of this relationship. Okay? So right now, that's where they're at. Now, crowning the energy, their crowning energy and what they think in their higher minds about this connection is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So they feel like there was a lack of honesty here, Pisces, quite frankly. There was lying through omission. This is their perception. Again, okay? Again, I want to reiterate that. Something was not openly shared. And because of that, they really don't feel like there could be an honest redress of this relationship because they have no reason to believe that it would be anything different the next time around. The foundation here is the Eight of Coins in reverse. So this is the Sun in Virgo energy in reverse. And again, when we have Virgo, whenever we have a Virgo energy, remember Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And according to the alchemical process, right? Mercury transforms, it transitions things, right? It transitions things in the ethers. So this is about transformation. So getting this energy in reverse does tell me that there's not going to be this healing through transformation. They don't think there will be, right? Because the sun is about moving forward in an attempt to heal and illuminate things and heal things, right? As you go along on your path. And so I'm getting that they feel like there's no healing this. There's no healing this. They feel like things were handled in a very, very unfair way. Yeah, ultimately. Seven of Wands is where they're at right now. And they're in the space of recognizing that they're just not willing to defend themselves anymore. They're not willing to defend what they want, need, and believe anymore. They're just not willing to. In the upright, they would still be willing to, but in the reverse, they're done. They don't see the point in it. Pisces. They view you as the Four of Cups in reverse. So the Four of Cups is a they see you as an energy that's very restless, that's very disillusioned, easily disappointed, critical, needing things to be a certain way. Right, because I always call this the checklist card. Pisces, it sounds like I'm like wagging my finger at you and I'm not. Remember, guys, this is a very subjective energy, so just hang in there for that. So this is what I'm getting them seeing you as, though. And this is exactly what this means. It's because they do A, B, and C, right? But this is how they view you. They view you, as you being very critical of them, right? You being very critical of them, right? Not being very forgiving and all of that goes with the Four of Cups energy. Now your fear here is the moon, which is very interesting because the moon is ruled by Cancer. You may be dealing with somebody who has heavy Cancer in their chart. But the moon this is telling me, Pisces, that the fear here for you, for them rather, the fear here is what they're feeling deep inside about this connection, right? It's like they know on the surface that they shouldn't be with you for a million reasons, but yet there's this questioning deep down inside that they're afraid to look at. They're afraid to look at something that's deep inside of them, because the moon is that which we do in private. It's what we feel in private. It's those deep thoughts, those self-conversations that we don't tell anyone. And that's what it is. It's all of that kind of energy. This is also telling me, though, that they're very afraid not only of how they really feel about you, but they're also afraid of you holding back secrets, right? Because the moon is also about this idea of not revealing, right? And so this is definitely what it is that's in their fear. They're afraid to look at certain aspects of themselves. At the same time, they're afraid. It's almost like this open enemy energy I'm getting. Do you know what I mean? Like where we identify in others what we don't like in ourselves, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's sort of this energy that I'm picking up on that they're feeling right now. The outcome energy is the Justice card. Hey, the Justice card is a Libra energy which rules relationships. The glyph for Libra is all about the scales and justice, ruled by Venus. This has to do with, what's fair in relationship. What's fair? They definitely are all about what's fair right now. That I can tell you 100%. When they think of this relationship, they're recognizing that they don't feel like you're being fully open. They can't have this sense of growth. There's this level of unfairness. So for them, it's all about justice right now. Justice. They need justice. They have the Nine of Wands energy, which I think is good. I mean, listen, this is a Moon and Sag energy. It's feeling like they still want to move forward with you, even though they're exhausted. They've been through the ringer with you, for goodness sake. That's what this energy is. But still having that fire in their belly for you to try to move it forward. So even though they think all of this, they still have some fire in the belly for you. But the caveat here is that there would have to be more fairness here, more justice. There would have to be justice here for them to be able to do it. The justice could be had. It seems like they'd be willing to move forward. So I don't know. That's pretty specific. Let's see what you guys are thinking. More Pisces. Pisces thinking about this relationship. Messages, Pisces. Okay, so Ace of Cups, new beginning, coming into this energy. So it seems like there was a new beginning, or at least, I mean, no, there was quite literally, it just means nothing else. This is a new beginning in the heart space, new relationship, right? So this was in the past, right? Very excited about being in this relationship with you, okay? With them, rather. You were very excited to be in this relationship with them, absolutely. Now, the situation, the way you're viewing the relationship now, we have the Hangman reverse. So, the Hangman itself is Neptune, okay? You know, again, why do I feel like I've gotten this for you before? The Hangman reverse energy, first of all, it's still a lot of confusion. Even though you guys should be pretty cozy with Neptune since they're your ruler, but it's still this level of not feeling really fully grounded, footed. This is you pressing the pause button right now for sure. Now, you may be reflecting on a past relationship through rose-colored glasses. You want to be careful of that, right? As I always say, with the Hangman reverse, you can be reflecting on a past situation that ends up making you more of a victim than a victor. Now, this doesn't have to even be with this person. This could be somebody deeper in your past. It doesn't really matter. But what I'm getting here is you are definitely pressing the pause button. You're having a hard time letting go of this person because we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. And the Eight of Cups in reverse is about having a really hard time moving forward. In the upright, it's a Saturn and you energy. It's a Saturn and Pisces. So it's a walking away, even though it's difficult. But you're walking away because you know that in order for you to get into a relationship that really makes you feel soul level happy, you would need to leave this connection, but you can't do it. You're having too hard a time pulling yourself away from it. So you feel very stuck in neutral right now. You cross purposes with yourself. Two of Swords is, what's my truth? I'm not sure what my truth is, right? Really not knowing what to do as far as moving forward goes, right? Because this literally is a moon in Libra energy, right? It's you feeling, really going through your feelings about this relationship and saying, what is my truth? Do I want this anymore? Do I want to put the work in? Really, you're really doing a lot of thinking, like, is this even really what you want? Now, the foundation energy, though, I got to tell you, Pisces, what's happening? Because we have the Three of Cups in reverse. This is the irresponsible partying card here. This is Mercury in Cancer. This is moving forward in a space that's not very safe. Now, this could be you viewing this relationship in that way, where you think that there's somebody who is irresponsible in the relationship, who might do some irresponsible partying and flirting, and you don't really feel very safe. Again, Mercury and Cancer energy in the upright, this is moving forward in that metaphorical home space, feeling safe, feeling so happy about it. You're celebrating with your family and friends, whoo, you know. In the reverse, it's no, somebody's acting shady. Somebody is not being the best version of themselves, and it's making somebody feel all kinds of nervous. But the Three of Cups energy is that. It's what's going on, who's doing the little bit of shady what, you know. That is really what's happening here. Or you're at least vibing it. And that's a foundation here. So this is an issue, because you have an issue trusting here is what I'm getting. Yeah. We have the Knight of Swords that's representing you right now. Taurus and Gemini in reverse. So I feel like you're having a lot of conversation with yourself, you know, like in a good way, you know what I mean? Like Gemini is conversation, and it's internal conversation, but it's having the sword energy in the reverse. First of all, tells me, you may not even be in contact with this person, all right? But it's you really trying to figure out what it is that you want in a relationship, you know? Again, really trying to figure it out. And Gemini being ruled by Mercury, again, you're just feeling like there's not going to be this transitioning and transformation forward in this relationship. I don't feel like you feel it at all. I really don't feel like you do. Pisces, I have to tell you what I'm getting. Because you see that, all right, so you see them as the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is Sun and Aries energy. This is external to you. This is an external energy, the Sun in Aries. This is not you. So I feel like you view them as somebody who is moving on, who has moved on already. Or there's some sort of like, you know, them starting some sort of new cycle in their life already. And then in your fear position, we have the Five of Cups in reverse, but this is in your fear position. You don't have to be afraid of this, Pisces. You're fabulous. I mean, I know you guys know you're fabulous, but maybe you just need to hear it again, because the Five of Cups, this should not be in your fear position. This is recognizing that, okay, it didn't work out, but I'm still amazing and I have a lot to give. But it's like, I don't know, maybe you've had so many issues with trust. Maybe you've had a bad experience and you're really having a hard time not tapping into how lovable you are and how fabulous you are and all that you can give to a relationship. It's not that you don't realize that, but it's more of you not being very confident and having it accepted on the other side in the way that you intend for it to be. It's like you don't want to give again and not have it be received in the way that you intend it to be. You know, you're just tired. I'm getting like a tired vibe from that. Yeah. And then we have the High Priest in reverse. So this is the outcome energy. The High Priest is our belief system. It's what we know to be true. A lot of times in relationship, it does indicate engagement and marriage, you know, that level of commitment, and that just not being the case here. And then we have moving forward, moving on, moving out of the toxicity and into a healthier space. Quite literally, this is a Mercury and Aquarius. Mercury, the movement. Aquarius means doing something different, moving, changing spaces, right? Doing something different than what you've been doing. So there is this element, you see this. This is your perception of this relationship as you moving out of what you perceive to be toxicity into a healthier space. Doesn't mean that that is the reality of the situation. It's at least what you're feeling and what you believe to be the situation. And I see you moving out and not really being willing to open yourself up to this relationship. Okay, so let's get some outcome energies so we know how everybody thinks and feels. Okay. To tell you, it feels like you guys didn't communicate very well. Dare I say. That is what I'm feeling. I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding swimming around in this connection because of assumptions and filling in of situations. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to pull more cards on this, but let's talk about this line first. So we have Strength reverse. Whenever we have Strength reverse, that means fear. You're scared, and when we get this kind of scared, it could show up in a very ego-driven way on both sides, you know, and not because there's any malice involved in it. It's fear. It's just fear. Then we have the Four of Cups reverse. Again, it's that boredom energy. It's that restless energy magnified, right? It's magnified in the reverse. It's that checklist card. Well, I'm serious. If they do A, B, and C, there's no way I could ever be with them. And I can't be with them because of, C, D, and E, and really getting down to like, they do that, and that. So I can't be with that, and that, and that. I mean, and that is tough. That's a tough energy. Absolutely. In a relationship. In a healthy relationship is really important to try to avoid doing that, because that's getting a little too picky with a purpose to sabotage something. So, you know, wherever that energy is coming from, your side or their side, we have to be careful of that. Are they picking on you? Are you picking on them? Whatever it is, you know, to what end? You know, is the picking and the sabotaging coming to sabotage because you're afraid to move forward in the relationship? Are they doing it because they're afraid of success in the relationship? All right, is there a fear of intimacy that's cooking underneath all of this? So, because the two of these really together do indicate that for me, is that this being an issue where the feelings are there, the emotions are there, the passions are there, the intention is there, but then when it comes down to the wire and it's time to move to that next level, it's like, oop, I can't do it. I don't know. So then the picking starts happening. Well, you do this and you do that, and then you guys kind of like come up with a boatload of reasons why you can't be with each other. I'm not saying you're doing it. Your partner might be doing this as well, where it's nitpicking to what end. And often these energies together, it's like the fear and the picking, right? It's the fear of, moving to the relationship to a certain level, and the picking to use as an excuse, right? To not actually go to that next space. Then we have the Emperor energy, which the Emperor is about being large and in charge, taking a fresh perspective, starting a new cycle. It's nothing but a fabulous energy. The Emperor, the only thing with the Emperor energy that I will say, and this of course is depending on your own personality, the Emperor energy is very much, I'm not going to say closed-minded, narrow-minded in as far as what needs to be done in order for something to work. So there are going to be like very strict parameters on a relationship here. But there is this desire and this will and this want and this capacity to move something forward. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Virgo. So the Sun is always about moving forward with illumination towards healing, and Virgo is about progressing forward. It's moving forward. With the Eight here, it's about, getting your money together as a couple and saving for that house and figuring out where we're going to live and what's going to be like what. And it's actually going there. It's the other side of this fear. So I feel like what's going to end up happening here in reality is some sort of conversation is going to be happening about somebody having a fear of commitment. And once that's out, though, then we're going to have the Emperor energy. Again, this is a Mars energy, rules Aries rather. She's the baby of the zodiac. We love Aries because Aries is like fearless. Right? Saying, I might be afraid, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm just going to give it a go. And I'm going to worry about it later. So even if you might be feeling held back, or they might be feeling held back by something is going to push you, them, or both of you together to really want to give this a shot and work into this Eight of Pentacles space, which is a really beautiful space that you move into after your foundation has been set. So this is, again, you guys in a very practical way moving your life forward. And I like the Moon energy reverse here because better out than in. The Moon, right? Because the Moon rules that which was what's below. And I feel like this has been an issue in this connection. Like people not being completely forthcoming with each other here. Kind of like lying through omission, telling half-truths, not being fully forthcoming about things. All that's going to end here. You guys have to be completely honest about what it is that you want. And if you're dealing with an energy who doesn't have this ability, then tell them to move on because you have no time for that, right? This is tarot. I'm telling you the energies that are available, but that doesn't mean that it's going to apply to every single one of you. You have to take the energies as you see fit. But unless they're able to be really transparent with you, and you're able to be really transparent, Pisces, because you have to ask yourself that too, right? You have to be honest with yourself about yourself. Are you willing to show up in the full light of day in this relationship? Warts, bumps, bruises, and all really in like stark daylight, totally naked. Are you ready for that? Are they ready for that? Because they feel like if this relationship, this connection that I just read for, if it's going to last, that is the saving grace, honestly, is this Moon reverse. It's everybody, the two of you looking at each other completely naked in the bright light of day. And what are you guys really all about? It's taking off, not letting everything else fall away and still loving each other anyway, or at least having the desire to say, you know what, I really want to work at this. Yeah, that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. You guys stay safe and healthy. I'll see you couples next time, okay? All right, now for Pisces singles. Single and ready to mingle. Okay, so these I don't read in reversals because I work in the oracles, and oracles I don't do in reversals. So let's do one more. Oh, that was a lousy shuffle. Guess that one didn't come out. Two of Pentacles. Should I stay single or should I get to a relationship? What should I do? Should I do this or should I do that? Two of Pentacle energy, Jupiter and Capricorn. What should you put your energies into, Pisces? Okay. Chariot. Okay. All right. So coming into this energy, you're afraid of getting hurt. Yeah. Okay. I get it. Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is a great energy because it's a Moon and Taurus energy. So you're feeling very deep. You're feeling very ready to share yourself. That's really what this is. This is you wanting to have somebody's back and you wanting somebody to have your back. That's quite literally what this means. So this is, you just in a very basic way, you're very ready to partner up with somebody. So the Two of Pentacles, there is this confusion here. Again, Jupiter and Capricorn. If Jupiter is about, luck and success, expansion, Sagittarius, it's about moving forward with integrity. Capricorn is all about work, right? So if you put work into something, what's going to end up bringing you the most success moving forward? So very literally, some of you may be needing to deal between two people. You may be dealing with between two energies. Some of you may be dealing with, do I want to stay single or do I even want to get into this relationship? So you might be dealing with something like that. Now, crossing this energy, this confusion though, is the Eight of Wands reverse. So this tells me that there's some sort of communication that's not coming in right now. So this might be confusing you a little bit. Okay, the Eight of Wands energy is it's a very fast moving energy. It's almost like a frenetic kind of thing. So it's Mercury and Sagittarius. So Mercury's communication. Sagittarius is a fire energy, very fast, moving forward, very positive. But in the reverse, there's a delay. There's some sort of communication that's not coming in. It's like you're waiting to hear from somebody. So you're either waiting to hear from somebody or you haven't made the connection yet. But I feel like you made a connection. I actually feel like you made a connection, Pisces. I feel like you met somebody, but you're not hearing back from them. Or at least not in the way that you would really like. Because then we have the Four of Cups in reverse as the crowning energy, which is you're starting to get very sort of restless here. There's restless, there's disappointment, there's feeling a little disillusioned about something. You're already getting that checklist card. A Four of Cups is that checklist card, right? But crowning the energy here, right, of you meeting somebody else, you're going to have a very specific set of criteria that this person is going to need to meet. Very specific. And it's going to be based on what you've been through in your life. You might not want to admit that to yourself, but it is based on what you've been through. You're not going to be willing to put up with somebody if they do this, that, or the other thing. So this might be a little challenging for you if there's some sort of communication is now coming in. You're not sure if you should even bother with it at this point. But we have this specific set of issues and circumstances, not even issues, criteria that you need met in order for you to feel really comfortable getting involved with somebody. And equally so, a solid set of criteria for what you're not going to put up with, right? Foundation, we have the Chariot energy. Chariot energy is about just moving away, doing your thing, being you, doing you. That is, the Chariot energy is about like leaving any sort of toxicity. You don't want to deal with anything that's toxic. Pisces, nothing. The second it starts to smell foul, you are running the other direction. Absolutely. He says Chariot energy is about getting on that right path, moving towards your integrity of what you really, really want for yourself. It's a Cancer energy. Cancer rules the fourth house, which is that home space. It is the home, right? But with the Chariot, it's like you're moving towards that metaphorical home space. And you don't want to deal, though, with anything that's like going to get in your way, really, quite honestly. You don't want to deal with any of that. Now, right now, you're the Queen of Swords. You have people figured out the second they walk in the room. First of all, how intuitive are you guys, right? And you are. You guys are a very psychic sign. We all know that, right? But the Queen of Swords, right? She has you figured out, and there's no gender here, but she has you figured out as soon as you walk in the room, before you open your mouth, what your intention is, right? It's the Queen of Swords. And that this is you right now. Right? Virgo and Libra. Virgo and Libra. You're very ready, though, to be honest and move forward in a relationship, or at least that's what you believe. That's what you're telling yourself. That's what you're telling yourself. You're really all about any sort of external energy. It needs to be very fair. That's it. You need fairness. Justice energy is a Libra energy as well that rules the 7th house of relationships, but you need somebody who knows how to be fair. Now, you may be dealing with a Libra, for sure, right? Because this is quite specifically an external energy, and it is a Libra energy. So you may be dealing with that. But your fear here, see, okay, I got to tell you something. I have to tell you what I'm getting, Pisces. I feel like you consider yourself single, but there's still somebody in your energy field. And this person has really helped to incite this checklist of things that you will no longer put up with in a relationship. And I feel like on one level or another, you've been half waiting to hear from them in one way or another. But at the same time, you're moving forward. If this is making sense. It's making sense to me, but sometimes I know it doesn't make sense on the other side of it. So right now, you're telling yourself that you're very ready for a relationship. You may have met a Libra, but at the very least, you're all about what's fair, what's just right now. Now, what's just to you may not be just to another person, but it's based on your deep fear of getting hurt. Because we have the 3 of Swords as the card of pain. In the reverse, it simply means that there's communication about the pain coming out. So you might be fearing having a conversation having to do with something maybe that you did, some sort of third-party situation that you were involved in, or a third-party situation that they were involved in, or anything else that could create pain and betrayal, a feeling of betrayal. But there's a conversation happening with this in reverse. So the swords are coming out of the heart, right? But it's there's admittance here, and it's towards at least validation, okay? But you're very afraid of that. You're very afraid of that. So if there's an energy, right, that's still lingering from your past that you would still sort of like to hear from, you really don't want to have this conversation, though, about something that happened in your relationship. This is very specific, but this is what I'm getting. Now we have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is a Saturn and Libra energy. So this is a moving forward, even though it's really challenging, it's really difficult. You are moving away from something toxic, right? And moving towards your dream. So maybe you just really once and for all moving away from this idea of being single. You're moving away from this idea of holding this low burning flame, at least for this past relationship. You're moving forward from all of it, and you're really in a space now, a Uranus space, right, of the Fool. Fool's about taking a calculated risk and just getting on that path and just going, right? Doing things different. Some of you may even be feeling like move, or just make big changes in your life. So I have to tell you, right, for this month, Pisces, those of you who are single, I feel like you're still kind of unknotting some knots in your life. I feel like if you are dealing with somebody like online, because this may be online for sure, right, because this is Mercury energy, and Mercury does rule exchanges that we have online. It doesn't rule technology, that's Uranus, but Mercury does. But I feel like this person's really not doing it for you. So you're allowing yourself to just focus on moving forward. And this person's not going to do it for you because you're not really open. You're not energetically ready to accept anything really, really new just yet. You might think you are, but I don't know, guys. The cards tell me different. You're just not fully ready energetically to accept something that is really going to bring you to what you want in your life. I feel like you guys are doing a lot of changing. There's a lot of shifting, but you're making this decision to walk away from something and start something brand new at the end of this cycle. So I'm really, really curious, and I'm really excited to see what your love reading is going to be like for next month, because I do feel like you're taking this calculated risk and you're going to be making some big changes, probably once we can, go outside and get on with our lives. You're very much in this planning stage, I feel like. Some of you might be trying to reach out to somebody online, but it's really not going anywhere. I don't feel like it. The cards do not say that. So if you're having a different experience, this is not your reading, all right? Maybe get you next time. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.